in this material world, uh, they say that they want to merge into Brahman, right? They're going for something that is without any varieties. That's just um, non-disgusting, and they want to go for a world which is just um, without any attributes. They think that this world is very disgusting because of so many different things, varieties that you see in everything, so many different interactions between different things, and so on. So they rather prefer, for them, liberation means merging into Brahman. And for them, Brahman is a form without any attributes. It's just, uh, what's the word? Ether. You can think of it like ether. And it's just space. And then they think because Bhagwan showed his universal form, so meaning Bhagwan is there in everything and anything and everything, right? So there are two classes of people, you can say. One who worships such impersonal forms, saying that there is no personal form to the ultimate to the Lord. And then there's the other class, who like us, who are like devotees of the personal form of the Lord. Now, within the impersonalistic, uh, what do you say, school of thought was propagated by Adi Shankaracharya when he was here. I don't want to go into too many details, but then due to various reasons, Adi Shankaracharya is actually Bhagwan, call him Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. He's actually um, Lord Shiva himself who came as Adi Shankaracharya, right? And Lord Shiva being the topmost Vaishnava, he could not have, without a reason, he could not have propagated such impersonal knowledge, saying that Lord does not have a form, everything is just Maya in this world. Uh, uh, Brahman is the ultimate. After liberation, one has to go merge into Brahman and so on. Now, there are various reasons why he had to do that. We won't go into all that. But then that's one school of thought people have. Now, there's another school of thought. These are called the Mayavadis, right? Who think that, who disagree that the Lord has a personal form. Basically, they're committing a big offense at the lotus feet of the Lord, saying you do not have a form, and whatever form you have in this world is because of Maya. You uh, Basically, they say that Krishna's form, when he descended in this world, is not is made out of, is due to Maya, is not his original form. Now they are definitely creating a big aparat with the lotus feet of the Lord, because there is another class of another school of people who do believe in Brahman, but then they're called the Brahmavadis because they do not disagree that the Lord has a form. They just like they like worshipping the non-personal form of the Lord, and but they are not against the fact that Bhagwan has a form, right? So those kind of people, we'll see examples like the four Kumaras who were uh, born, who were created by Lord Brahma, and then Shukadev Goswami himself. Shukadev Goswami is the one who uh, narrates the whole Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Sukadeva Goswami himself was a Brahmavadi in the beginning, and then how he got converted into a Pakka pure devotee of the Lord, right? Now, there are different examples, but just I don't want to go into too much depth. We can always ask questions and they can be answered. But then there are two main schools of thought. One is the impersonal devotees who want to worship the Brahman. They don't think that Bhagwan has a form. And then the other one is the personal devotees who are like us, and all the four sampradayas, the Vaishnava Sampradayas, they all come under the school of thought. Like Ramanujacharya was very much against what the Mayavadis were propagating, right? Ramanujacharya wanted to establish that the Lord, I mean, there's this very popular lecture by Radhika Raman Prabhu about the seven tenets of Ramanujacharya, like what all points he brings forward to oppose the Mayavadi philosophy. So, yeah, starting from Ramanujacharya and all the different acharyas lineage, the different sampradayas that we have. Now, there are differences between each sampradaya, but then the basic foundation is Lord has a personal form, and Brahman is just, if you remember in the second chapter, we talked about the three um, the three aspects to Bhagavan. One is Brahman, one is Paramatma, and Bhagavan himself, right? And then if you, I don't know if we went in detail, but then the three aspects of Bhagavan can be compared to a sun rays, and then the sunlight, and then the sun itself, right? So Brahman is just a shadow. You can understand it as the effulgence of the Lord, or the outer, the sun rays of the Lord. And then Paramatma is a localized aspect of the Lord within everyone's heart. Like, for example, all the Dhyanis, they worship on the Paramatma form of the Lord. And Bhagavan is the beautifully manifest, I mean, beautifully uh, personalized form of the Lord, as he is in the spiritual planet. So when we say Bhagavan, we never say Bhagavan is born, or we say Bhagavan descends. That's the word of meaning of the word avatar. And when he comes as Krishna, he comes in his original uh, form, like how he is in the Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world. It's the same body that Bhagavan has when he comes to this material world also. So, yeah, sorry if I digress too much, but then this Arjuna wanted to make sure that whatever impersonal, the universal feature that he saw, that worship is not more perfect than what he's seeing in front of his eyes, right? And then Bhagavan says, this is a very popular verse, where Bhagavan says, Mai avesha mano yemam nitya yukta upasate shraddhaya parayopitas te me yukta tamamataha. Like one who fixes his mind, Mai avesha mano yemam, one who fixes his mind on my personal form, Mai aveshya manaha. So one who fixes his mind on my personal form and is engaged in worshipping me with great shraddha, te me yukta tamamataha. In my opinion, he is considered to be the most perfect. Right? Bhagavan clearly says that uh, one who is doing devotional service unto him, one who respects the fact that Bhagavan has a form and worships me with shraddha, that devotee is the most perfect. And then in 3 and 4, please stop me if you have any questions and I'm not being very clear. Verses 3 and 4 again talk about impersonalism. So the school of people who want to worship the Brahman feature of the Lord without any form. So uh, the, the third verse basically describes certain like characteristics, not characteristics, like like what Brahman is, right? Brahman is Aksharam, Anirdeshyam, Avyaktam, uh, Sarvatragam, Achintyam, Inconceivable, Kutastham, Achalam, Dhruvam, Sanimaya. All these are just different words to describe what Brahman is. Basically, it's just space, ether, which is also Bhagwan's energy. It's actually Bhagwan's energy, but Bhagwan is not that alone. Um, And then the next verse talks about how um, the the process. I think that comes later. Sorry. Yeah. Now Krishna basically still talks about the destination of what happens to such people who worship the impersonal form of the Lord, or impersonal features of the Lord, conception of the Lord. So he says, even those people engaged in the worship of the impersonal conception of me ultimately come to me, but then they achieve Brahmananda, meaning there is definitely bliss when they get liberated, but then they are definitely going to miss out on enjoying the beautiful personal form of the Lord. Now, with Lord, you have rasa relationship, right? With the person, you have rasa relationship, but with Brahman, there's absolutely nothing. You just merge into Brahman, and then you're just devoid of everything. You lose everything, and you're just there like a stable, piece of mass, right? So, um, when Krishna says they at last achieve me, meaning they do achieve liberation, but obviously it's not that should not be the goal for all of us. I mean, yeah, because we understand how a relationship can be with Bhagwan. Like when you think about his pastimes. I know last class is a beautiful. There was a discussion also about would you rather, why do you like Krishna's pastimes so much? And this discussion about I think Vaikuntha deity versus Goloka Vrindavan, two-handed Shyamas in their form, and so on. Um, in text 5, Krishna goes on to say how difficult the process of impersonal worship is. So he says, Klesho adhikataras tesham. Klesho is the trouble. Adhikataraha, very much trouble. It is for people whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme. Not only is the path very hard, the advancement is also very hard, and then there's also every chance that they can fall down, because the whole point of them getting attached to this impersonal form of the Lord is because they are disgusted with the material world. And they don't think that according to them, they think that the material world is an illusion. But actually, the material world is real. Material world is not an illusion. Material world is temporary, but it is still real. But if you go talk to a Mayavadi philosopher, that person would say the whole world is Maya, everything around me is Maya. The moment I get out of this is when I can, that's when the whole point of how I'm here is because of avidya, which is true. But then the moment I get out of the clutches of Maya, I merge into Brahman, is their thought process. And they think that everything is an illusion around them. But yeah, and also because of that, because of the way they think about the whole world, like giving up everything, renouncing things, is not super conducive in this Kali Yuga, especially because it's very hard to, even in I think fourth chapter or something, Krishna says it's very hard to stay without doing any activity. The whole uh, it's the soul's intrinsic quality to act. This desire something and act, right? So you can't just give up everything, renounce everything, and say that okay, you're just going to do meditation on the impersonal form of the Lord, and there are every chance that you may fall down even by the smallest trigger of sensual pleasure or whatever. Yeah. So Bhagwan definitely says here that it's very difficult, and but they do achieve me, but the process itself is very difficult.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry, sorry, quickly
yeah, Prabhu.
again. To make
Please
sure, yeah.
correct me, Prabhu.
Any questions? No, any questions, anyone? I just said many things. So just make sure same page. Any questions? Any clarifications required? Anything? Or just not समझ नहीं आया. Get I understand this particular term. Thing which you think we then Malam Sambati Lakshanam. The silence that means everything is या तो समझ में आया या तो से ऊपर से.
I don't think
Either
anything
case.
was clear, Prabhu. That's
I just want to make sure at least from this side. Can I unmute and say okay, not okay, something looks not good, but
You're not okay.
you're not okay?
No.
Okay, then
oh,
you should tell. Please,
No,
please
I,
speak out.
I
Yeah,
missed
okay.
that. I missed that part. So I just wondered if you could be replied.
Yeah, please. That's why I think I asked, right? If you're anything unclear, please stop in midway. You don't have to wait for me to or to say. Just
I
stop.
just
Right?
missed
Thanks,
Mataji.
that's it.
Just
Yeah, please ask. Yeah, please go ahead.
this. Oh wait, where is the purport?
of which one?
This one only.
6, 7. Okay, yeah. I've purposefully hidden the purport, but yes, 6.
Actually, then which one? My doubt is actually from a previous thing actually where you had just mentioned. After that, I did pay attention, but one part of impersonal relationship you had mentioned.
Yeah.
That part I did not understand what you were explaining about an impersonal relationship and what did you mean?
So yeah, I'll just try, and then Prabhu, please help me out. So when you you can have a relationship with a personal, I mean, form, right? Rasa is something that you share with another person. Now
Yeah, and then
there's
you said merging into Brahman.
yes,
Now, when
It's
you're saying this Brahman, you're meaning what? Like what is
Prabhu,
it?
you wanna
Cosmic spot or something like that? What does it mean?
it actually Brahman is also, you can think of it as an energy of the Lord, the effulgence of
Hare
the
Krishna.
Lord, right? It's this energy of the Lord. Um, by Prabhu, please add, Prabhu. Maybe you'll be the best to answer.
Okay, so what is Brahman? Okay, just imagine,
What
just
is Brahman?
imagine or understand Bhagwan. Okay, Bhagwan has energy. So okay, when you want to lift a mouse or
Mm.
any object, for example, right? How do you lift it? You have some energy.
Hmm.
You do any activity because and this is material energy, of course, but you need some energy.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
You are existing because of material energy. The body is with material elements. You exist because of energy, some interaction between the energies. That's why
Hmm.
this structure. Any structure, if this energy is removed from this material energy, everything will fall apart, right?
Hmm.
This material energy. So
Okay.
basically, Krishna's form is made of energy. One energy is called as, you could just for not the sake of too much detail, he made of some spiritual energy. Okay,
Hmm.
Krishna's body was made of energy, not like us, spiritual energy. Now you take the spiritual energy away. When you take energy away, so if I let's say this exists, right? If I take the energy away,
Hmm.
what will happen to this particular thing? Disintegrate.
It'll
No
not work.
form.
Hmm.
No, not, you can't see. Nothing, right? So Bhagwan, just take the energy of Bhagwan's form, basically, away. For example, just be with me, okay?
Hmm.
What will remain with no form?
Okay.
So Bhagavan with no energy is Brahman.
With no energy, that's Brahman.
Brahman. So Brahman doesn't have a name, form, energy, characteristic, aspect. कुछ भी नहीं. You cannot attribute any quality to Brahman. That is why if you see, have you heard the phrase Tattvam Asi,
Yeah.
right? So, what is Tat means what in Sanskrit? That.
That.
That. मतलब he, she,
Hmm.
कुछ कुछ भी नहीं है. Tattvam, that you are that. That's it.
Yeah.
So that means you cannot even put any quality, any attribute on Brahman. That is what Nirakar, Nirguna. So Bhagavan, if you remove now Brahman, you put some quality, the
Okay.
quality of controllership for the material world, Paramatma. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So that Bhagavan, so what is the main differentiation factor between Brahman and Bhagavan are the energies.
Hmm.
Bhagavan does whatever he does using his energy. When the energy is not present is Brahman, just effulgence, just light. कुछ नहीं मतलब no quality nothing. You if you see a ray of light, bunch of light, you can't say अरे form किधर है, just spread out everywhere, spread out. You can attribute a form, right? Does it
Hmm.
make sense? So when you say Brahman, what becomes when white light? You cannot even say white light because white is attribute.
So it's nothing.
That's how not it's something, but you cannot say anything about it. Anirvachaniya. You cannot say anything. You cannot. So when you say meditate on Brahman, you can't meditate on Brahman. There's nothing to meditate on. It's like that complex, that convoluted thing with just nothing to, करना क्या है? If you say anything about Brahman, that means, hey, Brahman doesn't have anything. Cannot do anything. This makes sense? That's how complex that weird stuff is. Does it make
Okay.
sense?
Hmm.
So basically, Bhagavan minus energy, all energy is Brahman.
Okay.
But so if you see talking about such Chit Ananda, right?
Hmm.
Remove the Sat aspect. Sat aspect is where how Bhagavan is existing because energy, Sat energy. Okay. Chit means knowledge. You remove Sat and Chit. What it means Ananda. Brahman is Ananda is that's it. Happiness. There's only existence in Brahman. You can't talk to someone. You can't. handshake with someone else, nothing. You just exist. That's it. No talking. It's nothing. Nothing. It's
Okay.
very dry. It's very dry. So for rasa to occur, you need two people, two person. Now Brahman में क्या है? You become one Brahman, whatever, right? There cannot be rasa in that aspect because this is two people. Brahma में तो only one, right? So
Hmm.
can you exchange rasa in Brahma realization? No, you cannot exchange rasa. But two people has to be there. Does that make sense?
Mm,
For rasa, for
some,
example, you to be in a rasa of, for example, motherly affection for someone, right?
when
There
you're
has
saying
to be a child
rasa,
and
you're,
mother.
you're saying the enjoyment, right?
Yeah, rasa means enjoyment.
Yeah.
That kind of rasa is a complex word, but this is, for example, this enjoyment,
Okay.
the
Taste.
relishment, you could say.
Hmm.
You cannot relish sitting with relishing. No, you relish with someone with particular relation.
Hmm.
Right now, we relish what a parental affection in the material world with a child,
Hmm.
whatever, with husband and wife, something, right? But the same relation exists in the spiritual aspect. Just
Okay.
you say Vatsalyaras, Sakyaras. Sakyaras means more of friendship. Krishna's
Hmm.
friends. Arey, Krishna kaisa hai? So you have friends. You enjoy so different. You have close friends, very close friends, your acquaintances, different kinds of friends, right? You can share everything to a close friend. You're very open. In that way, that relation exists with Krishna also. But
Hmm.
when you take all those things away, Brahman is there. No relation, nothing, no rasa. It becomes very dry. You just exist. Just imagine sitting, going one place and just sitting. No one around you. Even if there's someone around you, you can't talk. Nothing is there.
Hmm.
That is the aspect of Brahman. But now when you talk to someone, you like, what do you like? Oh, what do you like? And you crack a joke, they laugh. That relishment occurs with Bhagwan. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So we want that relishment.
Okay.
You would want the relation with Bhagwan. Because Bhagwan is supreme enjoyment. Whatever he's our body is made up of what? Pancha Mahabhut, earth, water, air, fire, right? Bhagwan's body becomes a totally different thing. So when you see Bhagwan, just for looking at Bhagwan, you happiness exudes.
Hmm.
Chidananda Vigraha, right? So that happiness or relishment a devotee wishes to have. And that cannot be obtained in Brahman. It can be only obtained with a person or rather a personality. Two people is required. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. Any question, any follow-up, please ask. Think about it.
Um,
You cannot have a motherly affection or a parental affection without a child.
correct.
You need two people. You cannot have a friendship with oneself.
Without. Okay.
You need two people. You
Hmm.
cannot have a servitorship without two people. I'm the servant of myself, I'm the master of myself. अरे ये कौन सा तरीका है?
Hmm.
You need someone else. You can be in love with someone. Once I'm in love with someone, मजा आ रहा है. I'm in love with myself. और क्या? नहीं और कुछ नहीं. Be in love with someone. You want to know what they like. So many things happen, right? You need
Hmm.
two for the mellow to relishment to follow. It's back. Of course, two-way street. You can't do it one person. Does this make sense?
Yes.
By Bhagwan aspect.
Hmm.
Bhagwan aspect is that aspect where all the energies function, such Ananda, all the energies function to cause relation to the devotee and to Bhagwan.
Hmm.
And the rasa follows. You take all the energies out, nothing remains, just blank, or you could say light, whatever, light, prakash, whatever you can say, effulgence is very dry.
Okay. This
Does it
make
make sense?
no, made sense now.
Sure, any minute, any little slight, please ask question.
Is this what Mataji was saying is an impersonal relationship?
So, frankly speaking, you can have an in-person
No
relationship
relation.
Your relationship can, for example, let's say, right, if in a small setting,
Hmm.
then you can talk, hey, what do you like? Oh, you like this? Oh, what I like. And then you can know personal what do you like, dislike, what is so many things we can talk about. We know personally. But now imagine now the group becomes 100. Can do the same thing to each and every person now?
No.
Very, very difficult. So that when it becomes bigger group, right, the personal relationship starts becoming impersonal. We don't know what you personally like, what you personally don't like,
Hmm.
right? So you can't have an impersonal relationship because there's no person to a relationship in the first place. The relationship starts going towards impersonal. Now in Brahman, it culminates as full impersonal. There's no relationship. I'm just talking about in our setting. If a
Right.
thousand, 2,000 people, you don't know who they are. There's some going and there. Oh yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna devotees. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. We love you, Prabhuji. Yeah, we love you. What do you like? I don't know what you like. How can you like? So that becomes very impersonal in that sense. When you say impersonal in terms of Brahman, it becomes that you negate your personality. You don't want to become a person because why? In this world, all the problems exist. Why? Because I have body. There's a person, there's another body. I have so much trouble with the body, so much problem, so much. ये सब क्यों है? Because ये शरीर है. This body exists. That's why. Because the body exists, there's all this problem. How to get rid of the problem? I want no body. I want no body and nobody.
Hmm.
कुछ
Okay.
नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. तो
Hmm.
कहाँ पे तो ऐसा क्या है मिस्टर नो बॉडी नो बॉडी ब्रह्मन
Brahman.
दैट इज वाई सुप्रीम वहां पे ना बॉडी है ना कोई बड़ी है कुछ भी नहीं सो
Okay.
दे थिंक दैट negating the negative will bring happiness but it's not negating just by if you're in a hospital just and you're getting better just by not having a disease you don't become automatically happy you don't become automatically healthy to become healthy you need some positive engagement or something positive also needs to happen does it make sense
Yeah.
so brahman is at negating the negative मतलब शरीर नहीं है ठीक है okay that is like going to origin zero but you need to engage in something spiritual to get the positive attainment of it
Okay.
does it make
Hmm.
sense
This makes sense now.
okay
Hmm.
okay very patient with Lakshmi or Mataji, any questions on this was it clear or
Prabhuji, it's clear.
okay perfect thank you very good okay thing anything Mataji you want to ask or add okay.
Mataji is doing such a good job, Prabhuji. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Jai Mataji, thank you so much Krishna please go ahead. So just to summarize so Krishna I was just asking what is best worshipping the impersonal Brahman or worshipping the personal form Bhagavan worship personal form is better the best impersonal भी ठीक है provided they don't say that my form is temporary I have Maya like body like us अब वो नहीं है तो it's very difficult process just imagine right meditate on the Brahman अरे meditate क्या करे meditate इसमें करे meditate you can't attribute no form no color nothing you can attribute nothing what do you like so that's why it's very difficult path and if the criteria for going to the path is the first criteria is you have to become sannyasi अच्छा then what about ladies उनका पत्ता कट गया फिर तो सन्यासी इतना ऐसा कैसे भगवान is not do you think that person that Lord that Bhagwan is that cruel that he knows that and the Kali Yuga is so dangerous so degraded so I mean they have short lives why would he make something so difficult and exclude anyone from going back to him logic doesn't make any sense he wants everyone to come back to him why would he just short this particular path or cut off this particular path जैसे Bhakti Yoga is full inclusive, doesn't exclude anyone. The animals can do bhakti, Vishnu, right? So that is so. Pursuing personal form of Bhagwan is the best. Impersonal, okay, not bad. Time lagega and difficult path. If you like to be adventurous, Please continue. Right? So short life, being adventurous is good, but have a short life, we should use our intelligence. Right? So that's the whole essence still. Okay? Right. Fully this makes sense? Yeah, Anita, please continue.
Yeah, Prabhu, thank you for those wonderful
Uh,
questions. Okay, so now we saw how difficult the path is. Bhagwan himself is saying, where was the verse? Okay, yeah, I think it was Tivra Kleshu Adhikatarastesham. Okay, yeah. So we saw 6 and 7. Um, yeah. So in 6, he says, let me open my notes this one here. Yeah. Um, what? How does Krishna? But then in the 6th verse, Krishna is comparing Bhakti Yogi, right? Now he talks about a Bhakti Yogi. He says, "Ye to sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate." But one who worships me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, Ananya, always meditating upon me. So he's talking about that. And in the next verse, he says, how does Krishna reciprocate to someone who worships him like that, right? He says, Tesham aham samudarta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami na chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. For such a soul who worships me sincerely, who surrenders unto me, I help him cross the ocean of birth and death, samsara sagarat. Like Krishna delivers such a person and helps him. He is swiftly, yeah, swift. And I think Prabhupada is using the word swift here. I know there was, even though Krishna does not use it here,
no,
but
he says
then,
Chirat.
oh,
Chirat is,
Chirat.
so
Oh, okay,
not
Prabhu.
Chirat is not about
Not
long
Chirat.
period.
Okay,
It's
okay,
swift.
Jai. Okay, okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. So swiftly deliver from the ocean of birth and death. So here only Bhagwan is making a difference. Like if you're going to take the Brahman route, it's going to take a long time. The process is going to be very hard. There is every chance that you may fall down. And there's nothing after you merge into the Brahman, right? You just, there's no identity for you. It's just your soul which is merged into Bhagwan's energy. But now, here, one who worships me there's a clear contrast. I will swiftly deliver him from the ocean of birth and death. Okay.
One point here, if you would take,
Uh,
yeah. So
yeah,
Krishna
Prabhu.
puts some condition in that way. Worships me. How? Giving up all the activities unto me and without deviation. So if you see here, giving up all the activities unto me, one, devotee without deviation, engage in devotional service, all meditated upon me. These are the criteria. Even then, you could say, but oh, so if we don't do it, then that means we'll take same time as the impersonal. No, performing bhakti is the fastest among all the paths, no doubt. But if you do these five things, you get the highest speed. And one thing which is different here is in all the other paths, the onus is upon the practitioner. It's upon the practitioner's level of sadhana that they can achieve what they want to achieve. Okay? But here Krishna is saying, I them. So there is a reciprocation. There is two-way street. You do this, I will swiftly take. There's a reciprocation between Bhagavan and Bhakta. Right? So this is not seen in any of the paths. You won't see this in any of the other paths. Karma, jnana, yoga, none of the three paths will have this. Of Bhagavan doing, himself trying to do, or helping, please come back to him. Okay? This is the way clear distinction which should be made. But just because we can't do all these five things doesn't mean अरे नहीं करते छोड़ दो, I can't do this, leave it. No. By doing this bhakti, whatever way, in whatever pace we have, in whatever capacity we can, this stage one can attain. So if you want to go a long distance, if अरे बहुत दूर जाना है, let's not go. अरे, okay, you have to start somewhere and slowly we will reach. slowly at least you will reach. But if if you don't start doing at all in the first place, you'll never reach. So never give up. So that's the point. Yeah. Thank you.
Very beautiful point, Prabhu. Thank you for stopping me right there. It makes a lot of difference, right? Like Bhagavan takes the onus on him as well. That's how he reciprocates. And here, if you see the way Bhagavan is saying to make progress, they will come to me, they will come to me. But here he says, I will swiftly deliver, right? So Bhagavan's personal involvement is definitely there, and that's how he reciprocates. Wonderful, Prabhu. Jai. From 8 to 12 shlokas are very beautiful, a lot of in depth, they go in depth because they talk about the different levels of bhakti, right? Um, that one may perform. So, yeah. And if you see, we'll go through them one by one. The eighth verse says, Mayeva mana adhatsva mahi buddhim niveshaya nivashishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Krishna says, just fix your mind upon me and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Now, Krishna is talking about different levels of bhakti here. In the first line, he says, Mai eva manaha adatsva, one who fixes his mind on me. Now, this level of bhakti is called Smaranatmika Bhakti, Smaran Atmika Bhakti, which is bhakti that is characterized by, say, emotion, love, feelings for the Lord, the relationship with the Lord, everything which is done at the level of mind, where, um, like you develop feelings, love for the Lord, Smaranatmika Bhakti. The second line, Mai Buddhim Niveshaya. This is using intelligence. So, this is the kind of bhakti that is characterized by intelligence that you get through reading scriptures, scriptural injunctions, and so on. Now, the way in which Krishna lists the levels of bhakti and is the same as the hierarchy also. He's giving them in the top to down hierarchy. Obviously, the first one, Smaranatmika Bhakti, is better than uh, Mananatmika Bhakti, because in the first case, um, it's not just there's emotion, there's love for the Lord. It's not just like mundane reading of scriptures and trying to understand Krishna by scriptures alone. Of course, that is very important too. Both have to coexist. You can't, Krishna, Prabhupada always says, religion without philosophy is sentiment, and religion without uh, sentiment is fanaticism, Prabhu. Did I
No,
say that right?
spirituality without religion,
Oh, sorry, spirituality. Okay, yeah, without religion
without
is
religion. So
okay.
fanaticism.
Okay, and spirituality without philosophy is just sentiment.
Yeah.
So both sentiment is needed and also philosophy is needed. But if you involve your mind, like for example, chanting is something that you do with love for the Lord. That is better than just mundanely reading scriptures and understanding Krishna just by scriptures, right? So this is more involved. You're trying to develop a relationship with the Lord. And then next 9, he says,
One more thing
ah,
here. In
yeah,
that page,
Prabhu.
verse 8, Krishna is again making the same point which is in the earlier verses. He uses the word Mayi 3 times. Unto me, upon me, upon me, upon this form you see, upon this form you're seeing, and not the unmanifested or effulgence form. You invest your mind on this form. दिख रहा है ये दो हाथ वाला ये वाला form. This you have. He's again stressing on that particular aspect. Always fix your mind on my all attractive, beautiful form. This is being very, very nicely explained in this Mai Eva, Mai Buddhi, Nivesh says Mai Eva. Only me. Eva means certainly or only. Only me. Only me. Is emphasizing that hammering again. In Sanskrit, Nyaya Shastra is called as Thuna Nikhana Nyaya. If I have a nail, you have to beat or put it on the wall. You don't just hammer once and then that's it, right? You hit on the wall, you hit again to drive the point deeper. So Krishna is saying, my eva, my, to drive the point deeper, saying that invest your mind in me, in the intelligence in me, making it very, very aptly clear, saying that don't think of all this, don't need to do that. Do in me, and that's it. Okay? This very nice point here. Okay.
Very nice, Prabhu. Okay. Then Krishna goes on to say, Atta chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mahi stiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichchaptam dhananjaya. If therefore your mind na shaknoshi, if you're not able to fix your mind on me, then without deviation, without maistiram, without stiram is stitadiraha. Yeah, stiram, abhyasa yogena tato. Then practice regulative sadhana bhakti, right? Abhyasa yoga, which is regulative principles of bhakti yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So here Krishna is giving level 3, which is Abhyasa Yoga or Sadhana Yoga, the regulative sadhana bhakti that most of us here are trying to perform, is where we are trying to fix our mind on Krishna. Level 1, Smaranatmika Bhakti, the devotee's mind is always on Krishna, right? But here he's saying, if you're not able to fix your mind upon me without deviation, if you're not able to think about me constantly, then at least practice, do sadhana. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain me. And then in the next verse, yeah,
Question.
Prabhu.
Sorry.
Yes.
So the
Question.
relationship
Can
between
you
the
hear me, Prabhu?
previous verse and the current verse is that, so some Krishna, what Krishna mentioned in verse number 8
Mm,
is a very high level of bhakti. It's like one who can naturally think about Krishna, naturally because the intelligence is engaging Krishna. That is the best. Naturally, matlab, it's very natural, just like the river flows to the sea. It's very natural
mm,
for them. Someone says, "Arey, lekin, but I can't do it." So what? That means I can't do a bhakti to you. He said, no, 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 that's fine. You can do it. No worries. Why don't you do the next thing? The next best. And if you do that, that's very nice. The next best thing is the verse number 9. If you can naturally do it, then do it in such a way that, or do it in a way, or do it because someone has said so, or because Shastra says so. Regular principles. Like what? Acha sabhi utna hai, take bath, chanting in a temple, offer prayers, cook food, bhoga for deities, right? Because been said so, because Guru has said so, because Shastra says so. Okay, let me cook for Bhagwan. Do it with that, and while doing that, in parallel, have the desire that, oh, I one day I pray that I can naturally do all these things without the need of Scripture telling me to do these things. Does that make sense? I hope that was confusing. I hope that is not confusing. So if you're not able to naturally think, for example, like, oh, I want to cook for Krishna today. I will cook with this. You will be cook something for Krishna. Okay, I'll cook this. They're not thinking, "Achhe, cook karna hai. Oh, we have to eat. Okay, okay. Before eating, okay, we have to cook and we have to offer to Bhagwan. Okay, okay, okay." That is regulative principle because, oh, we should not eat anything without offering to Bhagwan. Oh, no, no. We should offer to Bhagwan, then we eat. This is called the regulative principles, right? Your some regulation. Shastra says, the scripture says, karna hai. Okay, then I will do it. So the impetus of doing something or doing something for Bhagwan is not coming naturally out of natural affection, but out of scriptures or guru or some devotee is saying. Okay, so if that is the next best, that is doing because someone guru or shastra saying something is someone is saying, so let's do it. That is the relation between the previous verse and this verse. And in parallel, have the desire to attain the highest stage, like the verse number 8 stage. Does that make sense? Even and
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
yes, yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, so but then Smaran, to
Uh-huh.
get to that level of the mind of the highest level, it can
Mm-hmm.
be followed through only through the regulative principles, right, Prabhu? That's the process of getting into that.
That's the initial process, yes, that's a Mataji. But then to come to that point where a natural think about Krishna
Hmm.
is not like, okay, if I do regulative principles, if I do practice for 10, 20 years, then naturally it will come. No. It um has some, it comes in the previous life, some samskar from previous life, and the
Hmm.
sangha of this life. And of course,
Hmm.
the practice also. It's not just
Hmm.
that if I do it, but like the 20 years, then I'll get it. No.
Hmm.
That natural affection for Bhagwan naturally is
Hmm.
very rare. That can only be obtained by Rupa Goswami says, by Praktana, the previous life, and
Hmm.
Adhunika, this life.
So
And
natural
yeah,
meaning you're saying the smaranatmika bhakti is does not come naturally. Is that what you're saying, Prabhuji?
yes, so now you can, for example, in Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada's Nectar of Instruction,
Hmm. Hmm.
verse number 8, purport,
Hmm.
Prabhupada talks about 5 different types of remembrance, Smaran. And it gradually starts, first was initial, okay, I want to do Smaran. So you will sit in one place
Hmm.
and think about Krishna.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you think about Krishna, you think about Krishna, and then suddenly your mind will go somewhere. But you bring it back, think about Krishna. That is the first stage of Smaran. You're trying to cultivate, you're trying to reach the particular stage where thinking about remembering Krishna comes naturally. You don't sit and decide, okay, I have to think about Krishna. No.
Hmm.
Just like the gopis, Vrindavan, or pure devotees, they don't say, Acha, oh, Krishna, think ही नहीं किया, let's think about Krishna today. Okay, let's think about Krishna.
So
They can't live without
Krishna becomes
parcel
part and parcel of our life.
of
Like
life. You
yeah,
cannot live without remembering Krishna.
correct.
Or even if you walk, but you don't see that person just sitting and remembering Krishna always. No. While walking, while doing things, anything, they remember Krishna. Just as the gopis, when they're plucking flowers, they're remembering, oh, how can we use Krishna service? Anything and everything they're trying to they connect to Krishna.
Hmm.
Krishna, 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 everywhere. And so that kind of highest level. So, Baba, when you're going to actually 1 second.
Okay.
So that kind of level of remembrance
Hmm.
is not a मैं करूंगा. No, no, no. Just because my effort. No. Previous life, samskar, and this life, sangha, some again samskar. Right? Only from a devotee who has that can we get that. Does it
Okay.
make sense, Madhuri?
Yes, that makes sense, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Do that. But
That's
our sadhana has to be there also. Our effort has to be there also.
right,
That
right,
way.
right. Okay. I
Will that
understand now.
make
Yeah.
sense?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Madhuri. Yeah. So this hopefully that makes sense. The connection between 8th and 9th verse. Krishna is saying, ये नहीं कर सकते, अच्छा तो ये करो. Okay, you can do this also. Okay, at least do this. वो भी नहीं. Okay, let's do this. This showing Krishna's compassion, incredible compassion, incredible. Could say there is a word for it. Mercifulness, karuna, kripa, whatever you take. He is saying, whatever you do, please do it for me. Whatever you do, you can do this level. Okay, do this, but for me, not this. Okay, next level, and for me. He is desperate. He really wants us to turn towards him. No, this kind of verse, right, from 8 all the way till almost to the end, this desperation can nowhere be seen except Krishna. He's saying, "ये नहीं करो, at least करो." This imagine to, we can't put ourselves in someone's, in his shoes and say, you can't do this? Okay, क्या, okay, can I do this? वो भी नहीं कर सकते? Okay, we can't do this. He's giving ways and different things, saying, like, please come, look at me, please do bhakti to me. He's showing desperation. Desperation not in a bad way, but I want to be with you. I want you. Please look towards me. Please look towards me. Please think about it. Please chant my name. Please do. Hopefully that when we read the verses, sometimes it doesn't come out that outright.
Yeah.
Hopefully this makes sense. when you go this, when you see these verses, or the mood comes out, the acharyas come out, bring out these moods of Bhagwan. So, yeah, if there are any questions, please uh, let us know. Hopefully, this makes sense till now. If not, please raise your hand virtually or unmute and speak. Okay.
Prabhu, I know
Yeah,
I remember you telling once there's a verse in Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj's pastime, where the natural inclination word was used.
yeah, it's called Swabhaviki. It
Swabhavik.
was
Can you tell me the
Swabhaviki.
verse? Yeah, I was
I have to
trying to
find,
find
I'll
it.
find it. Before you finish this, I'll find the verse.
Okay,
You know,
Swabhaviki.
Swabhaviki,
Okay,
that natural. It should be
natural
Swabhavatam,
inclination.
nature, no? Swabhavatam ke nature.
Mm,
Natural bit like you don't have to pretend or trying to force yourself. Initially, you have to do because you're not used to it.
yeah.
Just like when you play guitar or whatever, right? You should
Mm,
find this chord, ting, ting, ting. Then what do you do? Ting, ding, 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 ding. You just without even knowing, you start playing. You
mm,
know where to do what to do. You don't have
yeah.
to wait and find the position of the fingers. Natural. But practice and blessings and sangha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Very beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you.
Sorry, one
So,
more question, Prabhu.
yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Please, Madhu, please go ahead.
So blessings in the from the previous life or from this life,
Both.
or both? Both.
Both,
Okay.
both, both. Of course. The blessing from the previous life would mean samskaras,
Mm.
association blessing, samskaras. And this life also, you need a sangha. And
Correct.
from a devotee who has that. What do you want?
Okay.
Right? So, both. Please go ahead.
Okay,
Enjoy.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt. Hello?
Please
Yes,
wait.
yes.
Krishna.
Yeah. So in one of the verses, you mentioned right, Krishna saying that to betray, like no, be like we have to be stay away from all the activities, and we have to meditate upon Him to attain Him. So
Okay.
in like if it's relating to our lives right now,
Mm-hmm.
how we can like forget about our activities and just sit and meditate upon Him. So like what does that mean? So how well we can worship on Him, or how we can do a proper meditation upon Him to
Okay.
get, yeah. Like I'm just wondering, like yeah, I have heard so many stories and so many sayings.
Mm-hmm.
They used to just meditate upon. I know, like in previous yugas, people were able to do it, but I don't know, like in this age, is there anyone who actually does that? I don't know. Like I was just wondering how that's possible.
Sure, sure. Very nice question. Well, I'm just going to that. Oh, yeah, this one, right? If you could say translation.
Here, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying about just fix your mind upon me
Uh
and
huh.
engage your intelligence in me. This fix your mind upon me. Is that is the point of contention, right? The doubt you have.
No, I think it was a previous one that he's
This one.
asking us to
Okay.
meditate upon him.
Oh, all meditate upon me. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So giving
Okay,
up all
okay.
their activities. So,
Okay, give all the activities unto me. Not give up
okay.
all the activities.
Oh,
No, no, no.
okay. Okay, okay,
Unto
okay.
me.
All right. Okay.
So whatever you do,
Mhm.
do it offering to me. You want to eat? Okay. You offer to me and then you eat. No problem. Chalo. You do
Okay.
dan. You dan for a temple. I'm a devotee. Dan for something for me. You do dan. No problem. So whatever activities we do, you do for Krishna.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Or
Okay.
things you do which will increase your bhakti towards Krishna.
All right.
That's
Now it
the
makes sense. Yeah. I was just
ah.
thinking, like giving up all the activities, like
No, no, no,
how
no.
that's possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I mean, there's so the devotees who are that these are it's called bhajan. They do that devotees. They don't want to do anything in this world. They can just sit in one place
Mm-hmm.
and just do chanting and that's it. They're devotees like that also.
Oh,
But
yeah.
different categories. But you don't have to do like that. That doesn't mean oh that is the only way. No, no, no. That is their what is their natural liking.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
So you'd have to. That's not the only way to do it. So give the all actions to me. Very important.
Okay. Okay.
Being devoted to me without deviation. That means what do you mean by devoted to me without deviation? It's like ऐसा नहीं कि Krishna Krishna, oh no, I don't have dhana, okay, so material financial problem, okay, just Lakshmi puja, Lakshmi puja, for material, I'm get money, okay, now okay, that's fine, okay, now Krishna, I'll puja you. Arey, that is deviation. What do you mean don't deviation means? Whatever it is, whatever problem, whatever it is, your goal is set. Does it make sense? So not worshipping other devatas just comes under without deviation. See, Krishna is very exclusive. He wants everyone to himself. Does it make sense? Okay? No, without
Ah,
deviation means worshipping no other devatas. हम say, अरे, why worship no other devatas? Why is it Krishna क्यों करने का? Bhagavatam says a very beautiful example is given. Just like, so if someone says, I mean, if you have devatas, kul devatas, different, but if you want to water a tree, where do you water? On the leaves, on the branches, on the trunk, on the root. Where do you want?
roots.
Roots. For the root, everything will be nourished. Right? So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam says, "Oh Krishna, you are like the root of the tree, and the branches, leaves are like the devatas." So one में तो मतलब devatas को भजन करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि भाई if you worship Bhagavan, if you worship Bhagavan, the devatas become very happy themselves. You don't have to go out of your way to worship devatas to get something. Worship Bhagavan is enough. Does it make sense? But does it mean for devatas, if I go to the devatas, some devatas mandir, temple, you say, why do you worship devata? Krishna is there, right? No. Devatas are representatives of Krishna. That means they are worthy of our respect. So we don't worship devatas, we respect all devatas. Does it make sense? We also need their blessings. If they give the blessings, it accelerates progress also. They're very, very high class devotees of Bhagwan. So we need blessings of devotees. So if they give blessings, when we go to Devada's temple, what do we ask for? If we go to Lord Shiva, oh Lord Shiva, please can I have a nice wife? More Pada Parvati can I have a nice husband? That's not what you ask when you go to Devatas. Lakshmi, can you give us? We are so wealthy. Can you give us little wealth? That's not what you go and ask Devatas. Can you give Krishna Bhakti? And they'll be more happy to give you Krishna Bhakti than you ask, can you give me this? Can you give me that? So Krishna says, when devoted without deviation means, Arey, whatever calamities come into your life, do not leave me. We ask, right? We say, right? A friend in need is a friend indeed. If at the greatest calamity, if some person stands by you, that is a real friend. In greatest calamity, you leave Krishna and go someone else. You don't trust Krishna. Do you think Krishna is not able to, is not capable of taking care of your problems? Oh, damn, yes, he's capable of every problem in our life. But do we have the trust? But Krishna, you are there. Krishna Bhakt Bindas. Baki sab bindas. Krishna Bhakt should be all. Krishna is there, na kya tension lene ka? When Krishna is there, when Hari is there, why worry when there is Hari? So that is what Krishna is looking for. You do with that. Prahlad Maharaj. What all Hiranyakashipu did, what all we can think Hiranyakashipu did that to Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj said, कुछ कर क्यों नहीं रहे हो भैया? What do you want to be? I'm chanting a name, you're not doing anything. What is the use? No. He says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. That's it. Nothing else came from mouth. Absolutely nothing. He did not question. You're giving so much suffering. He says, fine, I'm a devotee. Should you do like this? No. Without deviation. That attracts Bhagavan's attention to an extreme degree. Does it make sense? That is, these two things make sense? These two aspects?
Oh, yes.
Okay. The last one you have was meditating upon me. So when they're meditating upon me, we have a not incorrect conception. You could say a biased conception. Meditating matlab kya hai? You sit on Padmasan, with close your eyes, and meditate. That's meditation, people think. Meditation doesn't mean just that. As I meant to Rama Mataji, whatever you do, whatever you see, how can I get in Krishna service? The 10th chapter was spoken for this purpose. If you go out, you see sun, प्रभात में शशि सूर्य हो. The layer of the sun, Krishna's energy. You think about Krishna. Krishna has given so many wonderful points, so many wonderful aspects of this material nature. First, you remember him. Does it make sense? You can, oh, Krishna is here. So that, or Krishna gives so many things for that we can meditate while walking. So it's very beautiful for a person who is a pujari, who's in deity worship, or a Vigraha puja. It becomes very natural for them. Whenever they see any flower on the street, they will what they think, ah, Bhagwan has a nice dress. Will this flower touch? That's the first thing they think. Right, nice dress. This match. How can I use the flower of Bhagwan's turban meditating on Bhagwan? So, but again, first, it won't come so naturally. It won't come because we are not used to it. Doesn't mean we give up. We try our best to say, Acha, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, ah, the sun. Ah. Want to try your best. And again, as I mentioned, Bhakti Yoga is two-way street. Bhagwan helps. Oh, you are seeing so much to think about me. So, of course, I will help you. Bhagavan in the heart of Paramatma or outer devotees. Bhagavan comes in whatever form and then helps you fulfill the goal of yours. Bhagavan is not a statue and just accept and will not reciprocate. No. We just have to open our broader vision. And so I just love this beautiful saying. When you leave everything in Krishna's hand, when you leave everything in Krishna's hand, eventually you will see Krishna's hand in everything. So to degree we leave Krishna everything in Krishna's hand, to that degree we can actually perceive Krishna's hand. Again, it's reciprocal. It's two-way street. So sorry, does that make sense? Does giving up attention to me without deviation, meaning about me? Is that
Yes, yes. Thank you,
clear?
Prabhuji.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. So Anita, for hijacking what you said, we have 10 more minutes. So you please go ahead.
Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah. I'll just probably we'll finish one more verse, Prabhu,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
sure.
we'll
Yes.
continue next. Okay. Um, very nice questions and wonderful answers from as always. I always remember this. If you leave everything in Krishna's hands, then you'll see Krishna's hand in everything. Okay. So text 8. We saw text 8 and then text 9. So now Krishna is just kind of says, Prabhu said how merciful he is because he's gonna he's like, okay, if you can do this, that's the best. If you cannot, then at least do this. If you cannot do that, then at least do this. So he's going to go up to like 5 different levels, like giving us alternatives. Like, okay, that's how much Bhagwan wants us to come back to him, right? So in text 9, he talks about Abhyasa Yoga. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain by doing this. And then in text 10, अभ्यासे अपि असमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि. Krishna says, if you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then matkarma paramo bhava. Just try to work for me, right? By doing this, you will come to the perfect stage. This is very similar to Karma Yoga, like where Krishna says, just try to work for me. Now, if you see the first three levels, the topmost level was involving mind, love, and emotions and feelings. Second one with intelligence. Third is Abhyas Yoga. And the fourth one is where Krishna says, engage your senses. Now he's talking about, okay, if you cannot engage your mind, your intelligence, then at least engage your senses in doing activities for the concept of Karma Yoga, right? So Krishna is saying that if yeah, basically giving us options. Okay, at least if you work for me, by working for me, you will slowly develop love for me and you'll attain me. That's what Bhagavan is trying to say here. Um, Prabhu, you want to add anything, or I'll do one more verse?
No, you can do. Continue,
Okay.
continue.
And okay, this we until now I think we saw four, right? And then text 11 he says Athai tad apyashaktosi kartum madhyugamashritah sarvakarma phalatyagam tatah kuru yathatmavan. Krishna says, if however Athai tad apyashakto, if you're not able to ashaktah, meaning unable to have perform work for me, kartum. If you're unable to perform work in this consciousness for me, then sarva karma phalatyagam, at least give up all the results of your work and try to be tattha kuru yathatmavan, self-situated. So now this is Nishkama Karma Yoga, where Krishna is saying, if you cannot work in the consciousness for me, then at least give up the results of your work and try to be self-situated. Try to become self-realized that way by giving up your results, giving up the results of your work. Now, what are the five different levels that we talked about, right? The first one is the Smarnatmika Bhakti. The second one is Smarnatmika Bhakti using mind. Mana, manama, Manamatmika Bhakti using intelligence. The third one was Sadhana Bhakti or Abhyas Yoga. Fourth one is if you can't do any of this, then at least Krishna says engage your senses in doing activities for me. Fifth one is if you cannot engage your activities thinking about me, putting your consciousness in me, then at least be detached with the results of your work, which is what a Nishkama Karma Yogi would do, and try to be self situated. Nana, she's crying. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Um, yeah, Prabhu, would you like to add?
Yeah, just cover things and then we're done. So
Yeah.
in verse number 8 and 9, the main focus was internal, engaging our mind and intelligence. This was it was more internal. Now Krishna says,
Yes.
okay, because internal, if we are able to meditate on Krishna internally, that is the highest stage. So say, okay, now you're not able to use your mind to bhakti. Okay, then do one thing. Use your actions. Okay? Make progress by working for him. So 10th is actually all talks about Nishkam Karma Yoga, by doing things for Krishna.
Okay. Yeah.
Yat karosi, yat ashnasi, yat juhosi, dadasi, yat. Right? This is very similar thing. Do work for Krishna. Okay? That's about 10th. Now, what if you're not able to act on this stage also? Like you said, about text number 11. In text number 11, if you see very different aspect in 8, 9, and 10, Krishna talks about the activity and Krishna talks about the result also. We do this, what will you get? In text number 11, do you see any result told by Krishna? It tells the activity, but does it tell the result of the activity? In 8, 9, 10, the result is given. 11th, Krishna says, Gita give you all the results of your work. And that's it. अच्छा, क्या मिलेगा? वो पता नहीं. So it means that even if you give up all results, oh, I don't want any results, I just do work. Without offering to Bhagavan, it won't have the right result. So even if you don't do anything, to get the proper result, it has to be offered to Bhagavan. So again, Krishna is downgrading his expectations. So what this is not to judge others, it's judge ourselves where we are in the process. But the goal should be there. Goal is verse number 8. No matter where we are, let's look at where we are and let's try to set eyes on the goal and do whatever it takes with the help of guidance of devotees, Sangha, Sadhu, Sangha, Shastra. With the guidance of these two, go towards the goal. मुझे करना है. What should I do? I don't know. Let's ask someone who knows. Okay, I have the thing. Can you tell me what? Don't ask random person. Those you trust, those you trust, those you can open yourself. What can I do? I'm at this stage, right? I want to progress bhakti. Can you please help me? And the person accepts, okay, I'll try my best to help you, and then guide you in the path of bhakti. Follow it properly. When you follow it properly, Bhagavan says, "Acha, you're trying to follow what my devotee is saying, you're trying your best." Then Bhagavan intervenes. When Bhagavan intervenes, the triangle, you know, sadhu is there, Shastra is there, Bhagavan is there. Then your path becomes not fully smooth, but progress faster. You get a much more nice, you know, propel, uh, propulsion to go forward in the path. Becomes easier, right? So no matter where we are, do not give up. Know the end goal and work towards the end goal. That is the whole point Krishna is trying to say. Even if you go even lower, Krishna goes even lower than this, right? But we should not go. Say, "Acha, chale, let's start from the bottom." No, no, no. Start wherever you are. Find, judge yourself where you are right now, and try to go from there. Don't come down and go up, right? That is the share. Any questions? Anything so far? Um,
Uh, One question,
yes, Madhiji.
like, Prabhuji, how do we, what do, what is the practical difference? I understand the difference between the mind and the intelligence, but what is the way in which we can bring out the difference in knowing whether we are practicing from the mind or from the intelligence in terms of practical aspects? Like mind, I understand when we are thinking, we have to think about our emotions and interrelate ourselves with the emotions of Krishna, with the Krishna, and how we will behave. Like for example, if we are happy feeding milk to Krishna or whatever, how happy we will feel or whatever, right? But then when it comes to intelligence, how do we have that relationship? Like what is the practical aspect of thinking?
Okay, so this community called Antakaran. Antakaran is something, what's बोलते हैं ना, चित्ता. Antakaran has different vritti functions. Functions is, and the function by you call name, but you call the different functions by the name mind, intelligence. Simple Antakaran. So now, what difference between mind and intelligence? Mind, does sankalpa and vikalpa, has desires and wants to do something. Intelligence say, should do it. Intelligence shows discrimination. You want to do, but सही है कि गलत है? Is possible, right or wrong? It is at that discrimination aspect. That is mind intelligence. So intelligence is more of thinking. It's not again full natural. When you employ mind, mind has two things. You can forcefully sit and think about Krishna in the mind. That's one thing. But you cannot naturally think or induce intelligence. Intelligence is much more, could say, empirical or much more forceful. Because whatever you do something, you think, okay, शास्त्र में कहाँ पे दिया है? That's the one. So the mind is where the more natural loving attachment, affection, emotions come about. It's a
Right.
it's a mind game, actually mind ka game.
Right. The intelligence is almost the next level because
Yes,
intelligence is the one that is controlling the mind in
yes,
some sense. Yeah.
right. But then the should become to such a point that whatever the mind says karna hai, intelligence actually say yes. This makes sense. So this so
Yeah.
separate. अरे यार करना है wrong है ना. What is like the more seamless. They're both on the same. They are in sync with each other. Whatever mind does, intelligence say yes. So intelligence does have an active participation because we are so tuned, so attuned to our by sadhana, by kripa, by devotees, that whatever the mind desires is anukul to bhakti. Intelligence doesn't have to say no, yes, and whatever you think, it will be double bhakti.
Yeah.
Does it make sense,
Correct.
Madhi? That
Yes.
demarcation is there, but it kind of goes away as advanced in bhakti. Does it make sense, Madhi?
Yes, yes. Sometimes there are various situations where it can deviate. So that
Mm-hmm.
is where,
Yeah.
yeah,
For,
between the
for, for pure devotees, that case doesn't happen.
Right, right. Yes,
For
sir.
for us, yes. For yes, oh, definitely yes. It is there.
Yeah.
So if I employ intelligence, so Krishna says Bhagavad Gita, fourth chapter, how to sharpen the intelligence? Shastra.
Yeah. Shastra, Shastra. Okay.
We have knife, we do this, but we don't take our mind intelligence, right? To sharpen our intelligence through Shastra, understand what is wrong, what is right, what I should not do, everything, and use that knife sharpened with intelligence, sharpened with Shastra
Hmm.
to say no, yes, to the mind's desires.
Hmm.
At this stage, yes, you have to do it. When we go
Hmm.
forward, they become seamless.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes.
Any other questions, anyone? Just Vilapa, once, twice, twice. Okay. Thank you so much for such a wonderful, engaging class. I really love it. When we engaging, it's two-way engagement. It's not just monologue and speaking. I said, but thank you, Babaji. And then done. No, thank you for being so engaging and then asking questions. Helps me learn all myself also. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week, same time. पांचकल्पतरुश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। की जाए।